And just when you think it won't happen, it does. A new system. Antisocial experience number 186. No final boss. Today, Jimmy's not back from his research trip. I have a friend of mine here with me, Jay.
What's going on, man?
You know,
Here for the ride.
I'm here for the ride.
Here for the ride.
Kicking the fires, lighting the tires.
That's what it's all about.
Or whichever way it goes. So we got some good stuff today, hopefully, to talk about. I'm not as much into gaming. But this guy knows a little bit about some games, or a lot of games.
If you don't give yourself credit, you're a gamer at heart.
I used to be, man, but there's a point where, like, I'm real bad with the, how do I want to say it? Like, that cutoff point where it's like, all right, I got to stop doing this and go do something else. I'm going to, like, only do that.
Right.
You know? And specifically with games, because I played them so much as a kid, I think. I don't know.
What was your very first system?
First system?
Yeah.
The first thing I played on, it was I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know what we have. What did we have in the U.S.? Was it Intellivision or ColecoVision?
I think it was Coleco.
And that was before Atari.
Yeah.
Right.
You played that?
Yeah. Then after that...
You are old school, brother.
After that, my brother had an Atari, the big one.
Yep.
Was that 7600?
I think you're right.
I remember playing Pac-Man on that. He was a beast before he went away to the Air Force.
Yeah, we had I think that was my first as a kid, was Atari.
Atari?
Yeah.
And then
my mom was real into Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man was it was better than Pac-Man, actually.
Oh, yeah, because Pac-Man was the original thing, and then Pac-Man came out, and that was just a new board in the arcade.
Right.
And they didn't really know how to go about doing that, then they actually replaced it. And it was pretty much just Pac-Man 2.0.
Right. What I'm trying to think, after that, it would have been... There wasn't really much happening, because I don't remember the Atari being around after my brother left, and then whenever Nintendo came out...
I was going to say, Atari fell off the planet. Remember they came out with like all E.T. and all those massive games that failed horribly?
The one that they made a landfill out of?
Yeah, so the gaming fell off for a while, and then Nintendo came in and saved the day.
If you want to see some entertainment, I did this once. I watched, like, old school gamers, somebody that remembered it from back in the time and played it, or people that just bashed their way through it. But there's actually E.T. Atari playthroughs.
I had that game, and it was like, God, it was absolutely terrible. You'd walk around and like open your mouth and float across the screen. Yeah, it was weird.
That was one of the most horrible games, but it's entertaining as a playthrough. More to the point, yeah, Nintendo, and then just, on up. I skipped Game Boy, Game Gear, Sega, all
the handhelds.
Stuff. Yeah, a couple of the handhelds and a few consoles, skipping out on stuff. The game that really changed my view on gaming personally, as a person, like, as playing games, was The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
That was Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I got stuck on it, and I was like beating my head against the wall to a point, and I gave up on it. I was like, I'm never playing games again. Actually, my mom came in and saved the day on that one. She picked it up and had never played it before, just watched me and my friends playing it. And she come in, figured out how to play it, and figured out where we'd went wrong playing. Got past that point and was like, here you go, this is what you got to do. We did it, and then, I picked it back up. If not for her doing that, I probably would have quit with gaming.
That's what kids these days don't know, the struggle back in the day. There was no just jumping on YouTube for a playthrough, walkthrough. It was either you called like 1-800-Nintendo or 1-900-Nintendo, paid like $17 a minute to get some tips and tricks, which I've thought a few times. My parents would be like, what the f*** are you doing?
What is this?
Yeah, what is this phone bill? It's $340. Well, you know what I mean? I had to know how to get through that level. On
that game
Zelda.
was hard.
Yeah. So there was that, or there was a little store in my town called,
Nintendo Power?
Yep. It was the bookstore in Huntington. And I'd go over there and go through the Game Pro magazines and the EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and Nintendo Powers, and learn all the tips and tricks. And then later on in life came Game Pro TV, probably when I was like 10, 11. And then that was on Saturday mornings where you could pick up some good tips on how to beat games. But like I said, there wasn't any of that YouTube or walkthroughs and whatnot. As you know, once you were stuck, you were stuck.
Right. Yeah, that's the point I was. was stuck and Mom saved the day, and I continued playing games. So without her, thanks, Mom. Without you, I would have probably quit a long, long time ago. Um, More to the point, that's kind of leading into today's topic with the games. We're attacking this from two sides today, people, and this is kind of shocking. Not the first time it's happened. There's new malware out, and I guess this would specifically target. Is there? Do you know? Is there malware like viruses and whatnot for consoles? Is that not a thing yet, or can you?
You know what? I'm sure there is. I've never come across or really
Right,
looked into it, especially where Xbox and stuff is almost like a computer, basically. Now.
right. That's what I'm saying because they're becoming more computer-like with
Yep.
each new generation of console.
Absolutely.
So, new malware sold on dark web forums is being used by threat actors to steal accounts from multiple gaming platforms, including Steam, Epic Games, Store, and EA Origins. So that's a lot. Like, what's the motivation behind that? Do you think is that linked bank
Oh,
Steam cards,
absolutely. Probably what? Same thing as them people trying to get you to buy what Walmart gift cards and
Google
whatnot.
Play cards?
Yep. Same situation.
Okay,
I'd assume.
so the same type thing, but this is direct access to your because I have my Steam set up now that I think about it. When I buy a game, I can click buy on it, and it's like one step past that, I okay it, and then it's coming out of the bank account or
Yeah.
PayPal.
Instantly.
Damn. So if they get that account, are they getting that info as well?
That's where I don't know. If I don't, can you individually buy Steam cards and stuff right off of your Steam app? I guess maybe if you log into the website, you could do pretty much whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, you can have access to the account.
Right, because you can actually thinking now that you say that, like as you did me that one day, you can buy stuff and gift games.
To people.
Right. So
Oh, yeah.
you could really charge things up if you're trying to running a little game racket and send games. Like someone puts an order of a game in, and you could be like, "Yeah, I'll send it to you," and just get someone on someone's account and gift it to whoever you want.
Yeah. So the malware explicitly is targeting the gaming platforms. And it can harvest accounts for its operators, which later sell them in underground market sales. Like, where else are they going to sell it? I wouldn't be buying nobody's Steam account.
No, me either.
Do you remember that? That's another thing. People selling their World of Warcraft accounts with like high level or any game
Oh yeah,
where you had to grind to get what you had,
Yeah.
or put money into it. Yeah,
people probably still do that. World of Warcraft was, like you said, the most popular one. You could jump on eBay and spend $900 on a huge account. You know what I mean?
Level
with all,
80.
Yeah, with all the mounts and stuff on it, where people were just fiending over. So yeah, they sold for really good prices. I'm not sure if they still do that on eBay. Are they allow virtual games and whatnot to be sold like that over that? But you can word things on eBay where you don't pick the bots and the things scanning eBay don't pick up on it. So if you
Right.
word it right,
Yeah, if you're in the market for it, I'm sure you know what to search for.
right?
But that's just like just anything being sold illegitimately like that. Like, and I understand how some websites do it, like with the Windows keys and Office keys, and you're getting them at a fraction of the cost. It's an OEM key that's being sold,
Right.
but then you have the eBay variant of that, and that can also be game keys. And I don't know how they're doing it with the game keys. Maybe I'm just uneducated, but when you're paying like $5-6 for a 2000 Office Pro 2019 license, that's got to be part of a volume license where it can work on 100 or 1,000 computers for a
Right.
corporation,
Yep.
and that's a single employee that's like selling that.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I don't understand it for games, like how how they're selling keys cheaper than what you can buy it from the developers for.
Yeah, like I bought that new Resident Evil game, pre-ordered it, and I don't know, it was like a third party, like off-site that actually gave me a Steam key that I copied, pasted into my Steam.
They handled it.
Yeah, and then I downloaded it right through Steam after they gave me the key, and it was, I don't know, instead of $49.99 or whatever it was, I think I paid $19 for it or whatever
Damn.
on day one. So yeah, I'm not real sure how they work them through their third party people.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's not in our agendas, or else we could probably find out about it.
Exactly.
Along with the gaming, which gaming bores some people especially if they're not into it. So understandable. If you're not into the gaming and our conversation has bored you so far, cool, got it. moving on, another thing, and this may include you, it may not include you if you're watching this or even listening to it later on a platform on your wonderful, magical iPhone, Android, whatever it is, and you happen to be one of the audio listeners. It may affect you as well if that device has a connection to the internet. Thursday, so I'm making sure I'm saying this right because I've had a real bad week with calendars. Thursday, September 30th, 2021. A lot of devices that used a certificate for how they access the internet, that certificate expires Thursday. What does that mean essentially? Well, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but basically internet connectivity. If that device connects to a server to get its data, get whatever it is. If it's PlayStation 3, Nintendo 3DS, some iPads, some maybe possibly some older iPods, I don't know. No more connection to the internet. Sad days.
Is this just old school stuff that they're talking about?
Mainly, well, 2017 and before
Okay.
devices is when this certificate was used, from what I read, from how I understand it. But it's just like, damn.
That would be iPad 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean, that could go up to 5th gen if that
Yeah.
certificate was used in it. Maybe even 7th. Or no, 7th was like 2019, I think. I don't know. But that's just crazy to think, because I have an iPad too that still functions. It doesn't function great, but it it functions enough that I could hand it to the kid and say, here you go.
Right.
If they want to play with it, crash it, whatever. Put games on it till it wants to do no more.
Now, who renews these certificates? Is it Apple themselves or Android?
I guess it would be anybody making the devices, I would think. Whoever it is, whether it's Apple, Samsung, whoever, Amazon, if it's an old Kindle, I'm guessing, or
that's almost seems like, I don't know, kind of like what they were doing here, a year ago before they got in trouble, which they seemingly do it whenever they patch or come out with a new phone. Like, say, iPhone 13 comes out, then like that day they come out, all of a sudden there's a new patch. And then my phone starts running like shit.
Slowing down.
Right. Because then you're thinking to yourself, man, I really need that iPhone 13 because my phone's running terrible.
That's that corporate upselling.
Yep.
That's the you want large?
Yeah.
Biggie size?
That's exactly what they do.
You want extra fries with that?
They got sued and stuff for that. And I don't know what became of that or how they handled it. But I mean, it's seemingly they still do it because every time a new phone comes out or the new big Android comes out or whatever it may be, like, as soon as that phone comes out, there's a new patch that comes out on your phone. Next thing you know, your phone's running terrible.
Yeah, I can't go flagship, man. I always go for the budget, like...
No, you don't.
Budget, man. Budget. Pixel 3A.
You got the budget phone over there.
The budget phone. That thing was like $349.
Hey.
So far from flagship, it's ridiculous, but it works.
It's better than renting a phone and paying 2 years of, an extra $50 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah. And that's we even talked about that. I don't know what week it was, how they're just locking them down more from a repair point. And I do this as, in daily work. Like it's like you're renting the device. You don't own it because you can't get parts to repair it. Even if you wanted to, there's no parts to repair some of these devices. And you're leaving it up to third parties because the companies aren't repairing them. They want you to buy more, bigger, better, faster, newer.
But even as soon as they're touched, like at your malls or whatever, you can go in the mall and be like, hey, my screen's cracked. And, you got that guy in the middle of the mall that'll fix your screen or whatever. But if they find out that you had that done and try to, have some sort of more, it's done.
Yeah, warranty done, canceled. Yeah, I don't agree with any of that, sadly, but... to use the same word again, sadly, a lot of these devices that Thursday are, it's basically end game. Like, like the title says, no final boss for some of these.
It's over.
Yeah. And it's like, what about people that put money? Like, people collect consoles. There has to be, I know there's at least one dude out there, probably even one lady, I'm going to say, one gal, one guy that collects 3DSs.
Oh, yeah.
If they're going to be affected, like how shit is that? They have money into those collections, into the games, the console.
Absolutely.
There's got to be special editions, and they're all what could potentially be useless for certain aspects of it. Are they they're not a largely internet. Like I don't know the 3DS. Is that like an internet based device?
I think it still has like a eShop or Nintendo shop and stuff like a Wii does. I know
Right.
they're still pretty popular too. I mean, they still even sell well on eBay and Facebook.
With 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 my unknowing brain not being able to explain how the whole certificate thing works, I didn't read too far into the article, but what I'm equating it to is anybody that remembers the Nintendo Wii. It was a hit console. Like there was so many users, young and old alike. You know, kids all the way up onto adults, even grandparents. I've seen grandparents playing the Wii.
Did you
Who
get one? Did you have one?
a Wii?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I waited 17 hours in line for day one.
madman.
Go, keep going.
It
Because, yeah,
was.
I would never do that again.
But the Nintendo Wii. Who hasn't played or owned a Wii, or even I'm not going to say Wii U, but a Wii. Exactly. You know my point there. The Wii. Okay. Netflix at some point stopped working on that. It was just no longer. It's like, sorry, we can't support it. It's not going to work. We're not letting this happen on our device anymore.
And that at that time, like the Wii was like the gateway to Netflix because that the smart TVs and stuff really didn't run Netflix and stuff. So you needed like a console to run Netflix and such.
Or a computer hooked
Yeah.
up to a
Yep.
TV. Yeah. I mean, smart TVs were coming out, but they were clunky at
Yep.
best, I think. I mean, some people nailed it, but has anybody really nailed it to this day?
No.
Like, just here's how you can tell if your smart TV is doing it right. When the TV switches from app mode to normal mode, so you want to go from the apps to playing your PS5 or your computer that's hooked up to your TV, whatever it is. Does it take a while to go from one mode to the other? Is it pretty clunky? Is it more than one button press? That's how you know if it's doing it close to right or not.
Right.
That's how I judge it. Because when you're doing that, the only thing you can't get more of in a day is time. You don't want that shit taking forever, personally. But yeah, I don't know. Just news that was shocking, surprising to me. Anyhow, these devices going to stop working, and will they still do their other functions? Play cartridges, hopefully. Is it on par with Y2K? Madness, madness swept the world. ATMs were going to start spitting money out.
That's yeah. I'd have been sitting there waiting.
Right.
2000, I should have been sitting there waiting at the ATM machines. I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, it didn't happen.
I know.
Everybody prepared for it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's measures you can take.
Were you like me on like when the ball dropped? You were kind of like looking around. You'd stop, and be like, "All right, I'm still here."
Like,
Are
yeah.
they still go?
Like, is it going to be pandemonium?
Yeah.
Is it going to riots going to break out? Yeah. I thought about it, but at the moment, I wasn't like thinking of it in the moment. Actually, I think I fell asleep early.
Did you? On
Yeah.
2000, and
Yeah.
everyone was hyped up for that.
Nah, I didn't care. I was like, if it goes down, it's gonna go down.
Yep.
I said somebody's gonna miss some of that money that was coming flying out. I can walk by tomorrow, pick it up, and have a good day.
Right on.
And you know what? No money was laying
Yeah, I
there.
know. That sucked.
But no, it's just. I think it's shocking because and I show devices on here often. Usually, it's the same said budget phone, mine. And computer. We're using technology to do this very show, record it, stream it. With stuff made as recent as 2017, why are they using why are we using or from 2000 actually not up until 2017, it was pre 2017 devices. Why are they using a certificate that expires that close in the future? Like you would think maybe let's extend the life of this thing a little. Or is it planned obsolescence?
Right. Which is a little scary because now that I think about it, I mean, my whole entire house is basically on Wi-Fi or some sort of connected. I mean, that's down to my light bulbs. Every light bulb in my house is connected to the internet. You got your Alexas that listen to everything you say, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, one day some things, it's just going to kick off and not work. I mean, everything's connected to all that stuff. Like
Right.
all my TVs, all my light bulbs, all my consoles, you know what I mean? So everything's connected to the internet at this point.
You're not king geek of the world or anything. You're somebody that's embraced technology.
Right.
Use it. You're into it. You essentially build an arcade.
Right. Yeah.
Just to get what a fun part of life back, or like childhood.
Yeah, I think it was more childhood because high school years,
Those is good years for a
real
lot of
good
people.
years. So I'd be working at Pizza Hut You'd get that paycheck, you know what I mean? And I'd sit in my car and I'd be like, well, this time, school didn't have cameras and doors weren't locked and officers sitting at the door. So you could come and go basically as you wanted while you're in school.
You could still have chains on your
Yeah,
wallet.
exactly.
Right.
So I'd go into school and go to shop class, and then I'd have like $400 in my pocket because I just got paid from Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? So I was
Damn.
like, I can either stay here at school or I can go up to Playland at the arcade and spend my paycheck. So I'd roll up to the arcades. Me and my boys would
Yes.
roll out of school, hit the arcade. But I mean, we were just always in the arcades and stuff growing up. So
Yeah.
that's it.
So rebuild it, relive it.
Yep.
I mean, that's, and it, when you say, yeah, you rebuild an arcade, like not literally the rooms and that, but just the experience.
Yeah.
He's not far off. I will vouch for that. It's a pretty good gaming experience as far as console wise and even arcade machines. I think that's what's cool about what you're working on. Just, for the whole setup. And on top of that, that's just one aspect. That's the gaming. But then you said all this other stuff that you've embraced the technology, smart light bulbs, fridge.
Yeah. Fridge. I didn't even think of that.
Damn.
Just think,
Damn.
my door locks uses a fingerprint, which is connected to my phone through the internet, and that's I'll get the little alert like whoever is trying to come in. You have your kids go up, do their fingerprint like you do on your iPhone or whatever, so their name's linked to that fingerprint. So as soon as my kid comes up the door, touches it, unlocks, my phone gets alerted. So
You know it. I mean, it's kind of like a measure of safety,
right,
peace of mind, if you will.
Yeah.
Your kid made it in.
right,
But then, and if it don't happen, it's also kind of, you're like, is something up? Because they're normally home. I'm going to call. What's going on?
exactly.
So it's kind of both ways. But what about when that stuff goes bad or doesn't function or malfunctions?
Hopefully I don't malfunction. I don't know. Good question. There is a separate key that I have hidden outside that you can pull the door lock down the hinge and then
No,
get out the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, old-fashioned way.
Yeah. But yeah,
Using manual keys on electronics here, people.
yeah, I can't get down with the old manual key stuff anymore. I was tired of fumbling around and trying to get in the house with that stuff, so I had to go to the fingerprint.
I've never done a fingerprint lock personally. Like had one. I mean,
Even on your phone?
I do it on the back.
Okay.
Like that's about as far as I went with it. That's
Right.
what I just get, but not on a door. Like I never made that jump yet.
Need to do it. It's worth it.
I know it's worth it. I just don't trust it. I know there's going to be a day where I'm in a hurry.
Yep.
There's going to be something important on the line, and that battery's going to be dead because
Yep.
it's not going to have no power source, and it's going to be like, oh, where's the key? Oh, well, the power was dead last night for me too, and I happened to use the key, and I didn't put it back.
And that's whenever you kick a window in.
Yeah, go out and ladder up, and then
Yep.
kick the window in.
Times are tough. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, no. I mean, technology, what can you say? It's great. It's fascinating. It's wonderful for people if you use it. Some people were terrified of it, and I kind of understand that.
My parents they were terrified, but they still have the old flip phones. But I mean, even my dad, who's like 65, he's got Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll be posting on Facebook, and he was that guy like back in the MySpace days. It's always like, why are you on that? That's stupid. But now he's on there.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be on there posting some stuff. I'll be like, I thought this was stupid. Shut up. God, I got
Yep. Yeah. No, my dad, he isn't with us anymore. Hasn't been for years, but I don't think he's ever touched a smartphone or a computer in his life, as far as I know. He was
Straight
straight
Old
old school.
school.
Yeah, like not even flip phone.
pen and paper.
Pen, paper. No, funny enough, and I've said this before, so we'll just spit it back out again so I can just bore people with it all over. He would write letters, but his favorite thing to do was record, like make a tape. He would legit send cassette tapes
Oh, cassette tapes.
of him talking. Instead of a letter, it was like a personalized talking letter.
I guess that's almost smarter to do, to be honest with you. Good
But,
idea.
but he would want to sit, and then he would try to sit and talk with people, like friends, sit and talk with me when I was growing up. Hey, let's record this, we'll talk. And I'm like, no, it's stupid. Quit bugging me about it.
Right.
So dumb.
What do you have, one of them Home Alone voice recording things?
No, it was like, well, he used to have reel to reel, and then the house burnt down. After that, he moved over to cassette tapes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it was just like legit, like any type of boombox that could
Oh,
record
yeah, they
a
had
cassette
that,
tape. Yeah. And it's just like, no, that's so dumb. Why would you want to sit and talk and record it? And looking back on it now, it's like I do it weekly
I know. Yeah. What the crazy thing is, you speaking of that, like whenever I was a kid, I was super into games. So like, I'd pretend I had this little boom box. It was a little. I mean, it wouldn't even be a boom box. It was like a little tiny radio. But same thing. You just put a tape in, hit your record button. It had them little mics on them. But yeah, I'd record like little video game things. Like I was hosting a show. I'd talk into it and like review a game.
Damn.
Yeah.
You
So
got any of that?
I bet if I asked my mom, they'd be packed away in the attic.
Let's do it. We'll master it up and release it. I'll help you release it.
Yeah. Christ, that'd be funny to hear.
Game reviews.
Yep, I used to do game reviews on all my old Nintendo games.
Yeah, even it's funny when you, not even if you do something for long enough, but when you do something and then you look back on it at a later date, and especially if it's something that you've kept up with, whether it's a hobby, even your employment, or a passion project, whatever. You do something and then never do it again, then look back and remember it. That's cool, but that, especially if it's something that you keep with, how you improve over time.
Right.
That's the big thing. Like the more shocking of the two.
Yeah.
One remembering something, but looking at the progression over time. Even looking back at the small history of this show, I listened to a few of the early episodes and like, damn,
Big jump.
yeah. Well, the audio quality was shit. One.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you gotta. I think it's one of those things you gotta kind of.
Was that because of a bad mic or just because technology at that time, the mics
Well,
just didn't sound?
No, the mics, all this stuff was available. I just didn't
Okay.
have it.
I
And
gotcha.
that it was skills.
Yeah.
One, it was just something I'd been working on for years, learning about, and then finally making the jump to commit instead of like recording and then like, I'm going to re-record and
Nope.
just record but never release. I was like, here we go. Record, release it,
Yeah.
publish, get it out there. Good or bad, it's going out.
Growing up, did you ever think about like, hey, I want to be a radio DJ?
Oh,
Or
no.
nothing like that.
No, that's the whole time. My dad like, we'll record this. We can talk about it. I'm like, no, it
Didn't
is,
want to.
It is stupid. Why would I ever want to sit and talk to somebody and have it recorded?
Right.
Like, it used to annoy me growing up. I'm like, he'd be making a tape. I'm like, do you know how dumb that is?
What flipped the script? What makes you passionate about that now, though?
I don't know. Maybe it's coded in DNA,
Right.
from dad. My one, like, it's podcasting came out when Apple started doing that. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But I never thought like on a human level, like, oh, that's something I could do.
Right.
Like never crossed my mind that like, oh, I could make a show and release it, good or bad. One thing that I never really want to get into, and that's what a lot of people try to do, is evergreen content. Like, that's always going to be good.
Right.
Because I think it's going to age out and something better is going to come along at some point. So, yeah. But no, just seeing that. And then, like, I heard about podcasting, heard about a few people that were doing it years ago, like in the late 2000s. And then it's just like, it was one of those things, one of those words you never fully understood. It seemed, even dealing with electronics, computers, it's something I never fully understood and looked into. I'm like, oh, you got to get into a website and RSS feed. And I'm like, all these words that me as a person that used technology didn't understand. I think it kind of, the barrier for entry was like, it seemed like
Top.
like an inscalable wall. You're never going to be able to climb and get over all these hurdles to get to that point.
Yeah.
And just eventually,
Yeah. What sparked you though?
years later,
What was that spark that you were like, hey, I'm gonna try this?
Well, years later, my friend reintroduced me into podcasting. Like, here's like, you got to check out these shows. And one of them was early on when Rogan was, when he started. And then I remember I'd seen some of the Justin TV episode or whatever he did on Justin TV, like the early show.
Yeah.
And just all that kind of was inspiring. And I'd talked about it with friends for, a few years. And we eventually tried it. Like, I think we still have 7, maybe 11 episodes that have never been released. Like,
Remastered. Bring them out.
from years back. I've thought about it, and it was actually the original co-host on the show was one of the original people that we sat down and tried. And it was horrible gear. It's like one of those things like, we got no audio interface, no nothing. We had a laptop with like a bunch of splitters coming out from microphones and headphones. Gaming headsets is what we had. And it just,
Times are tough, bud.
we had different audio levels for what we could hear in each of those ears. Our mics were being recorded at different levels, and that's because that's how splitters work.
Yeah.
They send more of the signal one way than the other. Although you get it both ways, not equal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know, just the love for listening to these other people doing it. It's like, damn, I'm never going to be them, but you know what? I don't need to be. I'm going to be me.
Yeah. Understandable.
I'm boring, dull, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, that ain't true.
I'm doing it.
No way.
I don't need facts. I'll make it up here.
Hey, you got your YouTube channel you do good on too, doing your fixing and such, computer technology stuff.
That's fun. That's, yeah, that started as a cover your ass thing.
Oh, from working here.
Yeah.
Working at the computer shop.
Just working around in general. Like,
Right.
Look, this is what you want done. This is the way I attempted to get to that result.
Right.
With the repair, and what you thought was wrong wasn't wrong, or in this case, it was wrong. And here's how it happened.
Yeah.
Unedited. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't care about live content the way it does uploaded. So, crash course in editing.
Right.
But yeah. No, technology, man, good or bad? What do you think? Good thing or a bad thing?
I mean,
is it going to do us in the long run?
Are we going to be like...
We're not going to run down this road of the Terminator and Skynet coming up. Do you think it's our...
It depends. I mean, with the way the world is going, I'm just saying overpopulation, running out of things, you know what I mean? 60 years or whatever, we're supposed to be out of oil. You know what I mean? The stuff that they mine to make these iPhones and stuff, you know what I mean? China pretty much controls all of that. I mean,
Silicon?
so much of there's so much of that stuff that depends on, I'm thinking like, are we going to go back in time? Like someday we're going to get so technologically advanced that we're going to run out of stuff and then we got to kind of backpedal a little bit? Are we going to hit a wall because we run out of stuff and then go back and next thing you know, we're living in the Wild West type situation? Or what do you think's going to happen here in the long run?
The new Stone Age?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's shit.
It is good.
If I could predict the future, I'd be like
Making
Miss
that
Cleo.
money. Yeah, I hear you.
But that's unfortunately not me. Here for a test. 4 private jets.
Oh, but he's not green energy guy, is he? Is Al Gore?
Was he? I don't know. Was that him?
Yeah, I guess he is. He's a
Yeah.
Democrat, so he invented the internet too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that him?
Had to be. Had to be.
I think that's the guy who said that.
Anytime I hear that shit about invented the internet, you remember that commercial? It's like, talking da-da-da, oh yeah, I invented the internet. And then it's like, I'm pretty sure it's the mascots in cartoon form for the Democratic and Republican Party. And the one dude says something about pants. He's like, my dad and I wear the same size pants. The other one's like, I invented pants.
Yeah.
Do you remember that commercial? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not alone in it. That was a real thing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's an elephant and a donkey talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad and I wear the same size pants. I invented pants. Like, get the fuck out of here.
You know it. But yeah, this guy here, just remember, Al Gore has 4 private jets. There's another politician that runs around and preaches the new Green Deal and all that stuff. And same thing, flies around all over the country with his private jet.
Inconvenient truth back in the day.
Yep.
I remember that. That's global warming. I don't know what to think about that. I mean, is there science?
I think I could go on a little bit about that, but I won't. But I mean, I do think I'm not a big like climate change, big into that stuff. But I mean, like, I do think it does happen and is happening. I mean, we do have to calm it down eventually.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
without a doubt.
Yeah. But I mean, the show that these guys are putting on now politically it's out of control.
Well, here's the other thing too, because, and I try to do this for customers all the time. Here,
Right.
I'll put my 2 cents in on it, and it's not on the topic, but it's what I think more people need to do for the layman, for the average person. I really try not, like with customers especially, I try not to use technobabble and jargon and slang that they're not familiar with. I don't want to confuse them. I want them to understand it, make it simple. And that's always worked out much better than trying to baffle them with some bullshit or, just as far as a business practice. So if they don't explain it, I'll try and simplify it more.
Right.
And I think when you start looking at science, your average person isn't a scientist, isn't going to understand data sets. And unless they're putting massive amounts of time into looking in how to interpret this stuff and really, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
I
can only
definitely
look
do.
at it like on the cover,
Right.
and maybe you can kind of compare it, but for your average person, I don't think a lot of it makes sense.
No.
And that's where a lot of people get lost because, you know, if you see it on the internet, you're an expert at it.
Yeah.
A lot of people take that approach, and it's like, no, it is so much more than that. And that's not just with climate change data or repairing anything. You can't just like take a quick glance at it and be a pro.
Right.
I'm sorry.
They're not either. I mean, their stuff's just jargon and trying to confuse the average guy, and
Right.
like them trying to pass that $3.5 trillion deal they're doing right now. They're saying, "Oh, it's for green and climate change." There's like 3% of that is going to go into green and climate change. The rest is just bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, so don't get twisted on that 3.5 trillion they're trying to pass in climate change, because that's not what it's about.
Yeah, I don't
That's
have,
another thing entirely.
I don't have any clue on it,
Yeah.
but anybody that can relate, leave a comment. Explain it to me. Explain it to me in layman dummy terms. I'm really ignorant with some stuff in the world. Unless it's computers, repairing them, and other electronics, you got to lay it out in black and white, easy to understand kindergarten words.
I still think you should have did a little bit more videos on that computer you built for me.
I have it. I'm editing it.
God,
Yeah.
you did some good stuff on that, and
It was a live stream, man, but I recorded the rest of it. I didn't live stream it, so I got to edit the recording. It's coming out.
it's sexy.
It's going to be released, I promise you.
I'm saying, people come to my house, they're like, "What? What is this?" I'm like,
Really?
"My dude built me this from the floor up."
What, that white one?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's
So
cool.
You tore, yeah. I mean, you tore down you fixed my black one, my case there. What, once or twice? Once, whenever
And then upgraded.
then upgraded. Then you ripped that completely down, transferred it into the other case,
Right.
and then just
Rebuilt.
RGB. You pimped that out.
You
If
got
there
it.
was like a show for like, remember Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
You did that to my computer.
Yeah.
That shit's balling.
The other thing, too, you got a world exclusive IQ device,
Yeah.
which makes it even better. We don't have to talk about that one, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, the old IQ RGB banana.
That's great, dude. Inside jokes don't work with other people, but let me tell you, when you got how many dollars in fans?
Oh man, what? But at the time, I mean, they're still expensive now, but at the time, you couldn't get them.
You couldn't get them; they were
Oh,
sold
man.
out.
Yeah, like what, $600 in fans?
Yeah.
Computer fans?
So take this into account: when you have a guy's computer and you're upgrading it, and you got $600 worth of just RGB fans, okay? Just the fans, $600 in fans, because that's what they cost at the time. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not finishing that. I'm going to be a farm worker. I'm going to pick bananas. And you harass them with that for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, you end up with a glowing banana in your computer case. If people do come over, they're like, "Bro, you got a banana. You got a banana in your computer."
And like,
I'm
watch this.
I'm like, "Yeah, well, this thing can flash purples and greens and shit, whatever you want it to do.
Yeah.
It's all linked together."
It's cool. It's a cool backstory, but it's just like, you know, when you're harassing someone, like, nah, I'm not going to finish that computer, making them sweat and worry. I had to make it up somehow by making an exclusive one-of-a-kind Corsair IQ device, so.
You know, the fucked up thing was, you were like, "Hey, can you give me a Pepsi?" It was like 2 a.m, 3 a.m.
Oh,
You're at
yeah.
my house. You're like, "Man, I'm thinking I could get a Pepsi." I'm like, "Yeah." I go down and get a Pepsi. Come up, there's a fucking blinking banana in my computer.
Hey, that's how you do it. You surprise people.
Get it in, get it done.
But anyhow, West CW. So you're here for a test, or we're here for a test?
What's that, Lian Lee? Now, what's Corsair LL
You know, you bought the QL.
QLs? LLs were the old ones.
Yeah, the it was $600 worth of QL 120.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, like the dual light loop ones. The Leonly fans are nice. I like them because you cut down on the rat's nest of wires. Personally,
That's because you tried to talk me into getting them, I think.
I did. I mean, I like them, but what I don't like is that the lights are on like one side of the fan.
Yeah.
And unless you're connecting them together, you get the longer light effect on it. They're not RGB in the same way. Yeah, I know the thumbnail says that. I put it up.
Oh, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah. I put the thumbnail up. This is only a test. It's not just a test, but I put that up because of the all the devices are going to stop working and everything. They're basically going to only be a test.
Speaking of your hard to get stuff, I heard the same situation's kind of happening now. Not that shit's easy to get. I mean, even at my work, we're having a hell of a time just getting
anything
basic stuff in. Cardboard boxes and shit I heard are getting hard to get. But I heard the port is like full in the Pacific Ocean with just ships just sitting out there. And no one really knows why nothing's coming in. So I heard there's another big shortage and shit going to start happening. So I don't know. It's already hard enough to get a PlayStation 5 and a 3080 and whatnot, let alone kind of Christmas time coming up and you can't get cardboard boxes.
What are you saying? They're sitting out there on all them ships?
Yeah.
Cargo ships?
That's why I haven't been able to get a second one to hustle out on the street.
Well, let's we're gonna build a drone to fly out there and check it out.
They have to be sitting out there because Best Buy is the only one that sells the bow tie. Well, the Founders Edition.
Yeah.
They haven't went on sale in
so good.
2 months now. I haven't seen one pop up on my scanner or my shit saying that they're for sale for like 2 months.
Dang. Yeah.
But you did. Hey, you lucked out. You're rolling on a 2080 Ti now.
Finally, man. Finally.
Stepping up. We got to get you gaming.
1050. My 1050 Ti.
Dude, what'd you do with that 60? You're giving it away.
I have a video up on it. Whatever the comments tell me to do. We're gonna test it, torture test it, stress test it.
Why don't you plug that a little bit? What's that on your YouTube page? What's he say? The ships are empty.
And they don't want to go back to China. Could be.
You never know.
Could be.
Yeah, they got a picture of it, like Pacific and like these cargo ships just everywhere. And
just chilling.
Just chilling,
like
hanging out.
Chill mode. They're not cruising. They're just
hanging out
together.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then people were saying there's big shortages and stuff. So I don't know what to expect. But like I said, just basic stuff, even at work currently. We're waiting 2-3 weeks, month and a half. Like we needed air compressors. It took 4 months to get an air compressor. Like, because they need industrial size air compressors.
Yeah, I get that. But
right.
Damn.
So it took that long just to get that. So I don't know what's going on out here.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I know Sheets, they even have a sign. First, they had signs up about the nationwide supply shortage is real.
Yeah.
Now it's F the signs. They got it right on the screen. It keeps flashing up on the screens you order on.
Really?
Yeah, saying about the supply shortage is real.
There was a sandwich or something I ordered. What the hell was it? I don't know what restaurant I was at. I was trying to order something on my sandwich, and they're like, I don't know, we're out of mushrooms. I'm like, what? They're like, yes, shortages. I was like, oh, there's mushroom shortages.
Yeah, we ran out of them too.
It's fucking wild.
But that being said, it's strange times we're living in. But it
really strange.
As a people, yes, it is really strange. But also, it's kind of comforting to know that there's electronics that got to live this same strange times as well because they're going to stop functioning.
Yeah, see? Yeah, he can't get boxes either. That's what I said. That's what I heard. Someone was talking about boxes, shortages and shit. I was like, that's why I started Christmas shopping now. Did you do any Christmas shopping?
Not yet, man.
That's how, hey.
That's not up to me. That's up to the boss.
Getting while the getting's good. If you can find it, get it. Because the closer we get to Christmas and shortages, shit's going to get wild. That's the thing. If y'all want to make money out there, find out what that Tickle Me Elmo is of the year. Remember Tickle Me Elmo? You can sell that for $300 and they cost $20 to buy. There's always something during the year, Christmas, something you can buy.
Yeah, it's GPUs.
And then, yeah, that's true. It would be that.
It's graphics cards.
Yeah. I lucked out on that 3080. They came out 2 weeks prior to this, and I was following a guy on Twitch, and I have big surround sound on my computer, and he had a bot that would scan all the websites and then would immediately alert as soon as it went for sale. So I was just sitting there a Friday night, and I just happened to be on Newegg. I just happened to be looking at 3080s, and that alarm went off. And I just happened to be right in front of me, the EVGA for the Win 3. I was like, holy shit. And I just click, bot, got one. I was like, oh my God. Ever since then.
What luck, dude. Yeah. What luck.
Never could get one again. Not even close.
You got a 3070 on Newegg Shuffle? I got it. Damn, you guys with the 30 series.
Yeah, I put in some Newegg Shuffles. I never got anything though. Because like it was almost daily there for a while. I haven't got one in a bit. But yeah, they do that. They'll send you like an email and say, hey, click here to this link. You can put it's like a chance offer, and you put in for what you want to get.
Oh, nice.
And then you click on it. It's like a little raffle drawing, and if you were lucky enough, they'll send you a text message or an email, and you can buy if you or the chosen one. But
Right.
PlayStation's doing the same thing on their website. They have if you sign up for it, if you have an account or whatever through them, PSN, they'll send out emails once or twice a week saying, "Hey, we're gonna have available a couple PlayStations if you're interested. Queue up."
Cool.
So,
That's something to check out for people out there that can't get them. 3070, nice.
well, you
Yeah.
got a 3070, bro.
Well, it's 2080 Ti.
Same thing.
Right, I get that, but it's just
Sexy.
like I want that newer body style, that the Best Buy Founders Edition variant
Yeah,
or
they
bow
are
tie.
nice.
Because it kind of like the whole trim work on it and
Oh,
the
yeah.
shape that it is, it kind of does legit look like a bow tie.
It is pretty sexy. Like I said, the only three that I think I wanted was the bow tie, the EVGA, and the Asus one. That was the only three I could buy or wanted to buy.
And it's just like right around the time I started looking is when there's just like they couldn't be had, and I'm just like, I'm gonna wait this out a few months. No, we're what, more than a year in?
Yeah, and they're impossible to get.
And you still can't get them?
No, nope. That's the thing. Like you can buy if you're lucky enough to buy one of them. You could put that they're $699.
What, 3070?
A Founder Edition 3080, I think $699.
Yeah.
So if you are lucky enough to get your hands on a 3080 or even 3070, but you could buy one for $699, put it on eBay, and sell it for like $3,000 right now. That's amazing.
It is amazing, but it's also bad because it's like, do you want to be somebody? Yes,
I hear you.
You get money, but
Yeah.
do you want to contribute to it? It really is a hard call as a person. You know, like, do you want to contribute?
See, I don't find it hard. I'm just trying to help, little Susie or Billy on that Christmas morning who mom and dad can't get their hands on a,
They definitely want it.
PlayStation 5. Hey, I'm here to help you. I bought one. I waited online on Walmart.com, whatever, and I'm just lucky and I got you a PlayStation 5. But hey, it's going to cost you a little bit extra. But
Because I'm not Walmart.
right, because I'm not Walmart. Whenever I sold my PlayStations, though, I'd get a lot of messages on Facebook, and they'd be like, hey, will you sell it to me for $500? I'm like, well, I paid $530 for taxes and stuff. Why would I sell it to you for $500? And then they'll be like, all right, I'll give you $530. And I'd be like, no, I'm still not selling it to you for that price.
Right.
I didn't go through all that hassle to get one and sell it to you for cheap.
That's one thing with dealing with the market of either flipping or buying. You buy a lot used and new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then resell.
Constantly. Yep.
And I know there's scamming going on with it. But what are some of the main, like you kind of told me a little bit about it the one night, for other people out there trying to buy this stuff that may not be as educated, but say you want to try and get your hands on a used graphics card, or even somebody that happens to be selling a new one.
Yeah.
What are the typical things of scammers like on Mercari, eBay?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really so much eBay because eBay.
You can get your money back.
Oh, yeah.
But like Mercari, Let Go, Offer Up, all that. What is it?
Yeah,
If
you got to look out for, someone trying to deal with you kind of off to the side. Like, hey, instead of us dealing with, the fees or whatever on Mercari, why don't we handle this outside of Mercari?
And then Cash App.
Right, Cash App, Venmo, or especially the crazy one, like, hey, send me Walmart gift cards or something. Obviously, that's a red flag.
Right. Or
don't do that.
Send me a money order.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you do a Western Union meet? No, don't do that. Always... Even Facebook, man. My buddy lives in Washington, D.C. He does the same thing I do, buy, sell constantly. He's had his hands on a PlayStation 5s and stuff like that, but you always meet in a public place if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. These things are so hard to get right now.
Well, yeah, not only, like, yeah.
That's not good. Always public place.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Just to test the person, too, here's my advice on it, because we talked about a few instances where stuff went completely sideways in the past episodes. Yeah. Where people were trying to buy items from other people and ended up dying.
Right.
Ask if you're trying to buy something from somebody. My advice is, if you have an odd feeling about it, ask them to meet you at the police station to buy it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you never hear from that person again, it was never meant to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really got to do your. If someone messages you, even click on their profile. I mean, their profile picture might be like, I'll get like weird, like porn people trying to add me and stuff all the time, but their profile picture was made like 7 hours ago. And then 2 days ago, they used to be some guy. And then if you go down to like 2019, they used to be another blonde hair girl or something. Right. I mean, there's different things you can do to protect yourself.
All the different profile
change. They just change their picture and name constantly to match whatever they're trying to do.
Or their account's brand new.
Right. Yeah.
That's another major
red flag. I'd never deal with anyone with just a brand new account. Ever. So
Wise words. Wise words, my friend.
just watch yourself. Be careful. People are crazy out there, especially for these new electronics. That could get that PlayStation or an Xbox to get you killed nowadays. You just don't know. You know what I mean?
That was not the way of Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
GameCube. It wasn't
Right.
nutty like this. Atari days.
Good old days. Not like that no more.
Those were the days, man. Anyhow, I think we covered it. The two main stories, which is just shocking about stuff made so recently, just like coming to end of life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little shocking, but hey, as I tell some people, you know, sometimes the computer gets too old. You need to get something newer. If you want a better experience, you want it. I know you like it. You're fond of it. Get something a little newer. You'll have a much better experience than what you're having with something that, especially when you're talking about keeping a device going, and say you know, yeah, you really like it or whatever, you're fond, you know, attached to it. If you've paid more than it costs to get something newer and repairing that thing, it's time to buy something new, possibly.
Yeah, how often do you have you'd be a perfect example or someone to ask, like, how often do you have someone bring a computer and it needs fixed and like it would just cost less just to get something new?
Yeah, weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah, not maybe bi-weekly. It gets to a point where it's like this. There's two things that are hard to repair: really old stuff and really new stuff.
Right.
Really old stuff, you're digging through parts that people have already sold probably 20 times over as a legitimate replacement part that is already broken, or they're just going to be impossible to find parts.
Yeah.
And then really new stuff, because nobody has it yet to
Right.
be able to sell the parts for it. Those are the hard things to get.
And I guess you're right. All the new stuff would be hard since you can't find it anywhere.
You guys will have to do a rate to repair movement video with the coder. Oh, with Phil, yeah. Phil, that's he does console repair. He actually came on the show a few months back.
Oh, I was gonna say, was that the guy, the British guy or whatever?
Yeah, well, the
Was that
first
him?
one, yeah, the coder.
Oh, is that him there? The coder, is that him?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, this is somebody different. But he just
Gotcha.
mentioned him in the thing. Yeah, Phil's awesome. He's helped out the channel massively, just sending people over. Legit dude, legit skills. Like, if you want to see a good show, whenever he's live streaming to his YouTube, or he now does Twitch, anybody can take and repair something. Say you attempt to repair something and you're recording it, you can edit the worst repair. You can edit that video down to make it look like a great video, great repair.
Yeah.
But to take and do it live and have it look great live, that's a different story. That's not something everybody can just do. That takes dedication, practice, refining your skill set to be able to take and do it live versus record it and then edit it down.
Yeah.
But it takes skills to record it, edit it down, and, you know, and then edit it and turn out a good video as well too.
Is he from around here?
Who's that? The guy in the
The
chat?
coder dude.
No,
Oh, okay.
that was the British guy that repairs consoles.
Okay.
It was on a few months back. But no, yeah, he does repairs live, YouTube, Twitch. Anybody that doesn't know him, find him, the coder on YouTube, and I don't know what his other channels are. I'll have to update the, what's it called, description. I'm tired, man. It's been a long day. I think we're going to call it here. It's just shocking when technology starts breaking down, or they're like, oh yeah, this news article comes out. All this stuff's not going to work anymore. Just
Right.
buy something new. Like, it can't be that simple or easy. Unfortunately, I think that's the way they want you to go. There's more to it if you want to know. Don't take our words for it. We're not pros. We're just guys with microphones in the center of Pennsylvania somewhere talking.
That's it.
Research. Another live stream coming up Sunday. We're going to have a guest on that day. The audio from this show will publish Sunday. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, he's sent a lot of people over here. Thank you for stopping by, checking it out. That's so many people come over from.
That channel.
Yeah, it's all, I mean,
It's cool.
they're good people, legit, all of them. Just technology repair people, just in my experience, like on the internet, and I don't have great experience. They're amazing people. But anyhow, have a good evening. We're getting out of here. We both got places to go. Not so much to do, but places to go at the bare minimum. I got to get over here in the interface. Thank you for joining us. Check out the live stream Sunday. We should be going live around 3 p.m. Sunday, October 3rd. Is that the 3rd? Let me check my calendar here. I don't want to lie to people and have them searching for nothing. Pop-up calendar. Yes, that will be the 3rd. So check it out. Check it out then. Sunday, October 3rd, around 3 p.m. Should have a guest on. There will be a post on the Facebook page with what the episode will be about. More tech stuff, but a different approach to it. So that's all I can give out for now. Anyhow, have a good evening, people. I will catch you back here soon. Thank you, too, for coming on.
Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for having me.
We had something to talk about.
I know. Thanks for having me, and I'll fill in whenever you need a little fill-in time.
Hey, man, I like talking to not like it's talking to new people, but I like talking to new people.
Right. A little something, freshen it up a little bit.
Anything, anytime. Hey, we could add a 3rd wheel, 4th wheel, 5th wheel, 10th wheel. I don't care. Let's do it. Make it fun. Anyhow, have a good one, people. We are out of here. I got to hit the button.
Deuces.